morning, everybody. Welcome to our show. We are here. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Amanda. With a Coca Cola. Oh, yeah, it's in the
Oh,
afternoon for you guys.
yeah.
I am yours truly, and that is my truly. Hello,
Wow.
Carol.
Hi,
Good
Carol.
morning. We are here this morning, and we got a lot of stuff that we were talking about last week. Hey, Ruben, how you doing, bud? We were talking about UFOs, and everybody says, "What's a UFO?" It's a UFO.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Emma, where you been? Good to see you. So anyway, we both have our cup, our morning cup. My wife has hers. I made her a cup. I can make coffee in the office now. That's so cool.
It's so exciting.
For me, it is.
I know. Here's my cup. Cheers, everyone.
Hello,
Cheers.
Kathy, Henry, hello, Linford, hello.
Oh, he's such a good mood. It's really you kind of look like the mad scientist.
No, this is my Einstein look,
Yeah, well, okay. There you go. Yeah.
but I'll put an F on it. Feinstein.
hmm
Cheers. Salud a todos ustedes con mucho gusto. What did I say?
I don't know. No, speak the Spanish. I
Good
think you make
morning,
it.
Mary Erickson. Good to have you here. And thank
Hi,
you for sharing and liking. Did
everybody. Thank
everybody else do
you.
that?
Yes.
Did you guys like or did and share? If you don't, I'm not doing the show. I got a lot to talk about.
You
And Lynn
always do.
Fern, Lynn Fern, I have something to tell you um, that you need to be aware of, okay? But I will tell you after the show. Thank you, Amanda, for sharing. Good morning, Denise. Good morning. Everybody, please hit the like button. It's on there. I know it is because I see it all the time. And share the show. You got it in the family, you share it with the family, with your friends, with your groups, with everybody. And no, I'm not on nothing. I'm just drinking my coffee.
It's a little sugar in it.
See,
Yeah. Yeah.
it makes me crazy.
Wasn't that a fantastic show of Paul's on Thursday, really? When
Yep.
he went through even though it was, technologically kind of tough for him, but
Yeah, but he
uh,
still hung in there like a trooper, and he did
well,
it good.
and to have the experiment of energy, I actually brought my crystal collection, from home. I didn't have any here, but I now have it in front of me, so I'm good. Oh boy, here we got
Oh, good. That's beautiful, Lynn.
so she says, just to let you know, some good news for us at last. Archie's baby brother was born by C-section yesterday. And apparently he has red hair and blue eyes and looks just like Archie when he was born.
That's
Wow,
beautiful.
that is fantastic.
Yep.
Good. Good note. That was really great news.
Yes, it is.
So we have
Wow, look at Christopher, honey.
we have a new person here today, I
No, he
think.
was on
Oh,
before. I
was he?
remember him.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Christopher here from the Mauritius, am I pronouncing that correctly? Island.
Maritas.
Not sure.
Anyway, thank you for joining us. I don't know where that place is. I got a map right here. I had to go look. But really, we really thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
In fact, honey, I bet you while he was out on his yacht, I bet you 10 to 1 he came across a lot of UFOs.
Hmm.
Why does he keep saying UFO?
UFO.
Because it's UFOs.
It's Roger's own language, okay, folks?
See.
Roger.
It's Cara Luis. Hello, good to see you. Please let us know where you're texting from, because you must be new to the program.
So I have been watching a series of something
you
that was.
Got her started on that stuff.
Oh, can't I mention it? So I'm involved in learning more about UFOs, and so because I feel like I don't know enough. I mean, I kind of generally know, but I don't really know. So I started watching a series through the History Channel, and it's called Project Blue Book, and it's all about it based on events of things in the United States. So that's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Honey, we want to welcome Cara, and Cara means face, okay?
Okay.
Cara Louise from Australia. Hello, mate.
Here we go.
What do you think of that one, Lynn? Richard Jr., hello, buddy.
Yes.
Norma Martinez, honey.
Oh, hi there, Norma. Good to see you. Good to see you today. Yes, congratulations, Lynn. That is fantastic news.
That beautiful news. Really beautiful news.
We're all up on hearing good news. We love good news.
Okay, Cara, yes, Cara, in the sense, you're right, because es muy cara, that means that it's real expensive. But for like us guys, we say muy caro, which is the manly part of it, I guess. They put an O on the end. But yeah, she is right. It also means expensive.
Okay.
Like you say, man, look at the price of that. Muy cara. You know?
Very expensive. Okay.
Yep.
There's Debbie Halderson. Good to see you, Debbie. Marcy's here as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Mars. But Cara, you stick to the expensive thing. That's cool. I like that. So, we're going to do some cards today, too, just to move things along. But I'm going to do them after this half hour is up at 11. I'll throw in 1 through 5. And don't put your number up. Damn it, I'll slap you.
And we're also going to have some visitors on the show, I think, today. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully.
Dawn, are you ready, Dawn?
Yeah. Dawn wants to be on. Anybody else? Would anybody else like to be invited to actually show up? Let us know.
Marcy, Ted. Yeah. When you see the words por favor,
yes, por favor. I know. I do know that one.
Okay.
I do know that one.
I wanted to say buenos días a todos ustedes. Es un placer estar con ustedes hoy, mañana, which means good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
Oh, she says, Cara says she'll be probably asleep in about a half an hour. It's night there.
That's all right. Put the phone by your ear or whatever you're on. I'll yell loud enough. Wake up!
Roger has been known to put people to sleep. I think Paul was one of them.
Yeah, he did fall asleep.
Apparently, he's got such a soothing voice. People just go, "Oh, thank you. I'm going to go night-night now." You too.
Cara, I like that.
What's she saying?
Y tú también. She says in you too.
That's what I thought. So, Don, it's no problem. What I will be doing when the time comes is I will be sending you a link, or anybody else who wants to join in your Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And you just have to click on the link and you'll come backstage, and then I'll get you onto the screen.
Okay, Vanessa's with us, honey, and she says, "Hola, buenas tardes, mis amigos." which means hello, good afternoon, my
My
friends.
friends. That's cool. Oh, Amanda says, yes, I sure do. She would like to be on as well. So I need I need your last name so I can search for it. I think we're
Oh, look
friends.
at what Ruben said, honey.
Okay, Mary had a dream about you making tortillas and selling them.
Wow, things aren't that bad.
Here's Christopher James.
Good
Good
morning, buddy.
morning, buddy.
How's it
Good to
going
see.
down in Florida? I know it's rough. I know
Yeah.
it's rough. Because remember I said, honey, that hurricane was going to go through? It's going through the Gulf of Mexico. Okay? And they said it's going to be real bad. So we pray for everybody down in Florida.
God bless you guys for putting up with that stuff. I don't know how you
Yeah,
do it.
it's like
I
one
really
after
don't.
another.
I know. I know. I know.
I was watching, I forgot what it was. They were talking about tornadoes, and they said there was 4 tornadoes in 1 month in that
Where?
town.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Here's more. What is that, my darling?
Tenemos mucho sol aquí en Malaga.
So there's much much something water?
Sol.
So sun.
Yes.
What in Malaga? I don't know what
Yep.
that means.
That's exactly it. She said, tenemos mucho sol. We have a lot of sun.
Okay. So, okay, thank you.
See? Gotta put it up for you.
We have a lot of sun here in Malaga. Okay, thank you.
All right. Now, read what Norma says. What does she say?
Feliz fin de semana.
Feliz fin
Okay,
de semana. What's it mean?
Means happy something. Happy. I don't know.
Happy end of the week.
Okay. Yes, Christopher, it has been really hot there. I know.
But keep this in mind, Christopher. It's only hot outside.
Akara translated to happy weekend.
She says happy weekend.
Okay. Thank you for the Spanish lessons. I have a little grandson who speaks predominantly Spanish because his mommy is from Puerto Rico. He's
cool. He's only 3 years old. He can just
he just speaks, and when I talk to him, he kind of gives me this kind of look like, okay, I've got to think now like in English. And he puts up with me. Thank you, Lynn, for doing that. But he and Roger have a really good conversation. I know.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be able to talk about grandma, probably. Anyway, it's okay.
Good morning, Doreen McAvoy, or good afternoon for you. I think you're, what, Ireland? I know it's the UK somewhere.
Mhm.
And thank you, Lynn, for saying share the show and hit the like button.
I would suggest, if you can, folks, if you are in Facebook, to come over to Roger's YouTube channel. Roger's YouTube channel is Roger Garza Senior, SR, period, comma, psychic. I have a span going across the bottom of our picture there. Or I
because
can also
that way we don't have to deal with the knuckleheads.
The many knuckleheads that come in on Facebook, as you know, who harass you guys, and I don't like them.
Hello, Angela Zubia. I know I've seen that name before, but it's been a while. Tell me where you're texting from. And Doreen said it's Ireland.
Okay, thought so. So I'm going to go find Roger's YouTube channel, and I am going to help you guys
Marcy,
get over
not you.
What?
She said, "Are you calling me a knucklehead?" No, not you. It's
No,
your husband.
darling. I'm talking about the people.
Hello.
The people that harass you, folks.
Yeah. New Mexico. Okay, I played in Santa Fe and I played in Albuquerque. because our Baca player was from Albuquerque, Max Baca. You ever hear the Baca brothers, Jimmy and Max?
I can't say that I did. Sorry. So, but what do I know?
Well, now Max has a band called the Tex Maniacs, and his nephew Josh is playing accordion with them. You're in Taos, okay? I know where that is too.
So I just gave the folks on Facebook the link to the YouTube channel, folks, just so you won't get harassed. I'm just
Angie, hook on that link for YouTube, and then hit the like button, and then hit the bell.
Marcy says New Mexico, Taos. Angela, is she in Taos, Taos, New Mexico?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Herbie today yet. Maybe.
Oh, he'll be
He's
here.
still sleeping? Or Tina or Lisa.
Yeah.
Marcy says she has great
She wants
grandparents
to know
that
if there's a
born-
reservation. Yes, there is. And you know what's cool? We have a reservation too, and this is no lie. It's in between, I think. It's like northern Arizona, I think it is. But it's called Garza Reservation.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. And for those who do not know it, this is a little history.
A little side story.
From San Antonio to Lubbock, Texas, years and years and years ago, used to be called Garza County. And then Mr. Bayer worked with Mr. Garza, who was the owner of Garza County, and he gave him, they said, I think it was 16 acres. And the next thing you know, he killed him. And they changed the name to Bayer County. And that's the gospel truth. I read up on that.
What a guy.
Yeah, right? A nice Mexican guy gives you 16 acres to live off of, and then you kill him. Boom.
So Marcy says she's trying to find her indigenous lineage. Her family cannot give her information what actual tribes were from. But you know what, Marcy? If you go on, if you've done your DNA with what's it called, honey?
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com. I mean, it's a little bit of money to get a DNA. If you want to do that, they can help you break down your native lineage. That's what Roger is raising his hand for. He did that exact same thing.
Yeah,
and he
I have the
found
book
out.
in my office right now. And Padilla is in my family, and we are what we call Apache Comanche. So we're Apache Comanche, and we are what they call Lipan, Lipan, Lipan Apache. And if you look in Texas, in the middle, go above San Antonio and start going a little west, and you'll see Lipan, Texas. And a lot of the family, they say, is there.
Roger has studied that genealogy. He
Big
knows
time, yep.
it. He knows it. He knows it. So if he says that you're part of the family and that's maybe that is the nation that belongs to you.
In a long way, Marcy, just so you know, in a long way, we are for sure, at least I am, blood related to the Lonely Boys. Their grandpa was my great uncle. Freddie Fender, also related. David Lee Garza, also related. Who else was it?
So not only go
Nicky
ahead.
Snick, Villarreal, also related. I mean, and Selena Quintanilla. also in the family.
So Kara's going to have to leave us. But she did find us on you on YouTube, but she's going to have to love you and leave you. Hope to see you another time as well, honey.
Yes, God, we're here on Wednesdays too, in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, which would
4
be about
o'clock,
10 o'clock for you.
10 o'clock in the morning for her.
Oh no, she's in past New Jersey. She's over in Australia.
Yes.
So it'll be a while.
Oh, Marcy said she did her
DNA.
New Mexico and Colorado area. Okay.
Baby, look who's here. You're not going to believe this.
Who's here?
Remember Doyle at the event? Good to see you, bud.
Oh, awesome. Awesome, Doyle. Good morning to you. So glad you joined us today. It's so good to see you. And how are you doing?
We hope you two are doing a lot better.
Yeah. We have some interesting things lined up this morning, so stay with us,
Oh, no. Lynn, don't do stand-up comedy. No, please.
Love you, Lynn.
But anyway, Doyle, it's good to see you. We hope everything is good for you right now.
I'm glad you came. Also, good on you that you came over to us on YouTube.
Yep.
That is very good.
I hope the both of you took something away from that event, that you needed.
We took away a lot of wonderful stuff ourselves,
A lot of friends.
I mean, the messages that came through that day in Grafton, North Dakota were quite intense and powerful. Yep. And I walked away from there feeling very humbled by the friendships that we acquired and the messages that were coming through for all of you. It was just an amazing experience for me as well. I get to view these things. I get to watch. It's just such a privilege.
Thank you. If I remember correctly, your wife was on, and I asked her, Doyle, I said something about your shoulder. I was picking up your shoulder. Well done. Amanda says, I'm going to listen from in my shower. I'm getting ready for a family party. Okay, move over. You do my back, I'll do yours.
Is it no longer Silly Saturday? Oh, I don't know.
It always is.
Oh, it is. It is, certainly. And and we depend on you guys to bring it too, as well.
Richard Dearden, buddy, be ready because we're going to be talking about UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said before, everybody said, what's a UFO? It's a UFO. But a bunch of them. UFOs.
Yeah, okay.
Marcy, I'll give you something else about your DNA and the New Mexico and all that. Not too many people know about this, but I saw the first beginning maps of America, okay? Now, an ancestor of mine was Juan Garza. Juan Garza was the one that founded Monterrey, Mexico for the king, because I'm from king descent. So he founded Monterrey and went up to Texas, went all the way to Florida, came back, went all the way west to California, and then went up from Oklahoma all the way up to Wisconsin, where I'm living now. So it belonged to Mexico, believe it or not, all that area. And there was Apaches and Comanches, Navajo, what's the other ones? There's so many of them, man, so many tribes. But if you ever want to see something, Marcia, if you ever want to see something that'll tug at your strings, I mean, make you really cry on it, it's called, what's the March of Death, honey? What's it called? No, the Tears. Remember that?
Tears,
The
no.
March of Tears, right?
No, the Trail of Tears.
Trail of Tears.
Trail of
Marcy,
Tears.
watch that show. Honest to God, it's about our people, but it'll make you cry like crazy.
Yeah. So Richard is bringing up something that he had predicted. He said that, do you remember when I said show crash?
Yep.
He said he predicted it on 3/16, and it happened last week.
Yep.
Yep.
They, realistically speaking, I'm sorry to say, they need to stop doing those shows. Too many people get killed at those shows. Not only the pilots, the spectators too.
It happens enough to make it kind of, I don't know.
And they could say, well, we got tons of insurance. Well, that don't do good.
Can I just bring up something though? So
Sure.
why do we have races, car races? There's people who get killed in those too.
True.
These people still watch. I mean, why should we cut out air shows?
But they're making the cars more safer now.
Well, okay.
And Linford says there's an echo on my mic.
Well, let me take a look. I'll figure it out.
But to me, it's just getting too risky with the air ones, I mean, where are you going to go when a plane's coming at you? You can run. You get out to a plane.
Oops. I don't know if that's any better.
I'm hoping it is. But what do? We just keep going. We keep going.
Here we have someone who joined. Her name is Angela Zubia.
Yeah. Okay. Angela was with us before, honey. She was on Facebook, and I told her to jump over.
Okay, cool.
So, Marcy, I think it's in my book. The book I have the Garza tree, and we go all the way back to Spain and to Portugal. That's where my family started. And the oddity about it, I went to go play music in the Asturias, which is northern Spain, in the cliffs and the mountains and all that. And then I played from there on Barcelona, Madrid, all that going, I was with Flaco Jimenez at the time. And when I got back here to the States and started doing my family tree, I realized that I was at our stomping grounds, our old ancestors' grounds. That I was there. Where they started is where I played. And that was so weird. But if you ever get a chance to, dear, and you want to go visit something, go visit Santiago, Spain. It's beautiful. I mean, I didn't want to come home. That's the God's honest truth. Okay, Lynn said it's better, honey.
Good. I had to bring down your volume a little bit.
Well, I've been told that before. Anyway, everybody, we're here today. It is Saturday for us. It's going to be 11 o'clock in the morning. And we're going to do cards in a little bit. I'm going to do cards 1 through 5 to get those out of the way. And we're still going through the pile. Okay? And then we're going to switch over and talk about UFOs.
We're going to bring Dawn in. She sent me information on UFOs and things this past week, which I was not able to watch completely.
It was a little bit out there, Dawn.
Well, no, it was.
In fact, you're a little bit out there.
That's Roger's take on this, Dawn. Okay. I mean, I totally respect what this is going on.
Buddy, look at what Dawn says. Roger's using his big boy voice. I can also use my little boy too.
So, Dawn, I'm excited to have you on. Talk about a little bit.
Anyway, It
because
is
we're
11
open to
o'clock.
new
And we're at
ideas.
the top of the hour. This show is called This Mug's for You. My name is Roger Garza Sr. with my beautiful wife, Faye. I have been a psychic medium going, believe it or not, April 1st will be 20 years of being a psychic medium. We have been doing this show for 4 years, right, babe?
More like 5, I think.
Well, the other one's going on 6.
Oh, guess what? Marcy
What?
says, she says, guess what, Roger? I went onto my ancestry DNA. I have Garza in my family.
I
Yeah.
told you, girl. I told you. I got the book.
Here you go. Here's Lisa.
Hi,
Good to
ladies.
see you. Good to see
Tina's
you.
coming home today. Yay!
Yay. So good. Good. I know she's gone through some rough spot there.
Marcy, I don't know where you're at. If you're in San Antonio and you listen to KEDA, the guy who used to own that, Albert Davila and Buena Podcast, them guys are also cousins.
Big family.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, real big time.
I mean, this is what you find out when you do the DNA and when you
Mhm.
when you go through ancestry.com. You can love it or you can hate it. I kind of happen to love it, you know, to be
And we
able to
come
see.
from a king.
You come from what?
A king. We are ancestors of a king. The same as you, honey.
How does she find you to see if we're related? Well, that's a good
You
question.
gotta dig, girl. Because like Grandpa used to say all the time, my great grandpa too,
What did he say?
he said, we come from one Garza.
Okay. Well, he probably knows that. Yeah, true.
Yep.
As we all came from one, I guess.
And you
It's
know
fun
that
to
it's like that song, honey.
which one, dear?
Oh,
Which one?
he say, he know like Juan, but Juan is the only one.
I get this 24/7, folks, okay? I get it 24/7. It's good. So I love to share them with you because that takes a little energy out of him. Tell you the truth. Oh, I know.
Mars, I got the book in my office. After the show, I'll go through the book and I'll try to find it, and then I'll hit you up and show you camera wise and all that. But anyway, are we ready, folks? Let's do the cards, okay? 1 through 5. Lupita Prado, hello.
Okay, cards 1 through 5. People, concentrate. Bring up the number in your head.
Oh, look what Lynn's got.
Oh. She's got, okay, where did she go? She has a Count Danzelman from my mom's side of the family, but that is all I know so far.
Count Danzelman.
Wow, that's interesting, huh?
Wow, look at all the numbers come up all of a sudden. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. 1 through 5, everybody, just so you know. Yep, Marcy, I think you're right. But it's in there. I know it's in there. I saw it. All right, here we go. Card number 1, everybody. And this will pertain to Lisa Cantu. Lisa's the only one that was brave to take one. Man. Okay. All right, Lisa, you'll love this one. Do the work. Okay? Nothing comes for free. Do the work. And here's what it says. It's not enough to dream or pray. You also got to take the positive action steps that you are being divinely guided to take. Consistently working on your priorities will make them flourish like a lush flower garden. And I heard an echo while I was talking.
Okay, let me see.
You might have to turn it down.
You keep on going up.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm staying right
No,
where I'm at.
I think it automatically does that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that's card number 1, everyone. Okay, now card number 2. Debbie Halverson was a little brave, and so was Christopher James. And here's what this says. Oh, you might like this. It is safe for you to receive. Okay? And that says, the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. I still hear an echo, honey.
Okay.
And then I'll have to do my other voice.
Which is?
Look around this room. I see. Okay, moving right along. Who's got number 3? Let's see who's brave. I see one up at Kathy Hen. No, there's Carol.
Yeah.
Carol Amerio.
Lynn. Denise.
Really?
Yes.
You're so brave.
I don't know.
Oh, this is good.
Is it?
Those that picked number 3. Are you ready for this? And today's
Yes.
a good day to start.
Okay.
Declutter.
Is that your card, honey?
Easy. I know picking the cards, I do the cards.
I think that'd be your card. That'd be
All
a great
here's
card for
what
you.
it says, kids. You'll feel better and more focused if you'll take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Now remember we talked about Janine was doing something about that. Somebody got on Janine and she said, "This is my house," and I said, "You betcha, dear. You stick to that." Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. Okay? All right, now we're going for number 4. And that's Emma and Dawn and Doyle. Doyle took number 4. Okay.
And mine.
Well,
Mine as well.
okay. And Kathy Hanley Little took number 4. Lupita Prado, what number did you take? I didn't get your number. Okay, here we go. For those of you who picked number 4. All right, here's a good one. Clean energy food. Okay? I'm trying to get that glare out of there. Clean energy food. Which means have some of my tacos and you'll never be the same.
Never.
It says, when you fuel your body with a healthful organic diet, you increase your energy levels and abilities to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. Yeah, Emma. September 9th, Emma, September 9th, we're going to have some people over and I'm going to be making tacos.
And I'll be helping.
See, Dawn, I gotta try that one of those times. The triple or trifle, whatever. Remember that thing she showed me? She sent me a deal. It looks so good. It has strawberries and all kinds of goodies in there. Yeah, my taco, my recipe for tacos is the one that my great grandma. My great grandma gave to me. And my great grandma, believe this or not, folks, this is the history that I have. My great grandma used to wash and iron the clothes for Pancho Villa and his men. Okay. Now this is our card right here, honey. No doubt at all.
Is it?
This is card number 5. So who took 5? Ruben took 5. And let me tell you,
Amanda.
Real quick on the side, I'm going to say a lot of people post those things about Saint Expedite or whatever, and somebody's going to be giving you money, and if you believe and all that. Well, I did one, and let me tell you, it works.
Oh.
So here's what this card number 5 says: clearing debt. Clearing your debts. Right, honey?
Yeah.
If that ain't for us, I don't know what is. And here's what it says, gang. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer, and that's the truth, just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about. I've been paying on my city card. When I started, I think I started at 18%. And I've been paying, the payment that I was supposed to send was $130. So I said $200, thinking I'm going to be on top of it. Well, when I finally got my invoice, I looked at it. $87 went for interest alone. The principal payment was $113. And I told my wife, I said, I'll never get out of the hole with this. So lo and behold, I went to my banker and they're going to help.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that thing works, right, babe?
It does. I mean, you find an alternative, a smart plan to get rid of those things, those terrible debts. And here we go. We got Paul visiting us today.
Hey,
Hi,
Paul.
darling.
Good morning, buddy.
How you doing?
You want to get on, Paul, with the UFOs? We're going to be talking about UFOs now.
We've got Don waiting in backstage to talk
Hello,
about
Nancy
it.
Moreno.
I wonder if I could. Do you want to join our show?
Anne-Marie Bellencourt,
Paul?
dear, you and I need to talk, okay? So after the show, I'm going to hit you up. So please hang around. There's nothing bad. Trust me. But let's see. Does Paul, do you want to be on, Paul, to talk about UFOs?
UFOs. Goodness.
But put together their UFOs.
So,
everybody say good morning or good afternoon to Paul.
Yep.
And we were just commenting, Paul, that we both, Faye and I, liked the way you hung in there. The show was chopping up and everything, but man, you hung in there like a trooper and got it.
Well, And the experiment of your manifesting stuff through your energy. It was a great exercise. People, the stuff that Mr. Paul
Send
brings
Paul a
to the
link,
table.
honey.
I did, Paul. I just sent you a link, honey.
And there's our dear friend out in Oregon, Lori Johnson. Hello, Lori. And we
So
hope that the fires are not affecting you, dear. As you know, the whole West Coast was on fire, so
yeah,
aside from Hawaii. But I'm telling you, the weather's just crazy right now. Real crazy.
this is going to be interesting to see all these really fantastic people. Dawn is going to be on, and Paul is going to be on, and so this is what we'd like to open up our show definitely on Saturday morning, is to have the viewers or the visitors who want to come on and talk about different topics on the show. If I ever get my own show started, that's kind of what I want to do too, like a spin-off of either both Paul's and Roger's shows. So
Honey, Lori says they're getting a lot of smoke and a lot of haze.
yeah,
As we are too, because we're close to Minnesota, like right 19 miles away. And all the Canadian fires, all the smoke is coming down here. So we're getting that.
yeah.
Did Paul link up yet?
Not yet. I think he's working on it. Should we let Don come on in?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Here we go. There's that lovely
Hello, Dawn.
Dawn. I get to see her face. How
Can you
are
hear me?
you?
Can you turn
Can you
up your
hear me?
mic a hair?
Hang on a sec. It should be at full blast.
Yeah, that should do it, no, babe?
Yeah.
Is that
Let's
better?
see.
Oh, there's Shauna. Remember I said you're going to have to get Shauna on too. Send Shauna the link.
Okay,
'Cause
Shauna.
we're going to be talking about UFOs. Well, that's a fine how do you do.
I'm gonna get back
Well, she's
to
looking to see if the volume's up.
I
yeah.
think it's that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
It might be my phone.
You're doing great. I can hear you. So, Shauna, let's see if I did that right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. I love
Nice
your
to
mug.
speak
It's
to you at
beautiful.
last.
Yeah.
From mine this morning or this afternoon. I got
Oh, she's not feeling well. Shauna's not feeling well, so she's not gonna be able to join us today, but that's okay. We'll get you in another day. That's fine.
Shauna, let me say this. I'm no doctor, but this always works for me. If you have brandy, take a shot of brandy, just chug it down, and by the next day, your fever and everything will be gone.
Mhm. Well, we could also get started. Hopefully that Paul will find a way of getting in. I did send Paul the link. Anyway, and oh, there he is. I think he's there. Yeah. I don't see his face yet, but he's coming in the backstage. I have been intrigued by UFOs because
There
I
he
felt
is.
like I was not, I'm so behind on it. But I am open. I know that forever I believe that there is
Buongiorno, buongiorno.
other visitors on this Earth planet for ages, and I am now having a wonderful time delving into the subject whenever I can. And Don was good enough to send me information, which I found to be, I just like, okay, it was a lot of information, okay? And with that, I'm just going to leave it at that. Hi, Paul. Can you talk? Oh, he's trying to do something there.
Let me say this, honey.
Yeah.
The UFO thing
I can
is not
see,
my forte, so you
can't
handle the
see myself
UFO
on.
with the
Ah,
others.
there we go.
We can hear you, Paul.
Well, I'm just here to monitor everything. You know,
I know,
I mean,
but what I'm gonna do too is if I get someone's name, I'm gonna
interrupt.
intervene on it, okay?
Okay.
But you
Hi,
handle
Paul.
the UFO thing.
Look at we've got a full house here
Can
today.
you
Hi
sit up,
guys, how are
Paul?
you?
Paul, can you sit up?
He's fine.
No, he's
Shut up.
slouching. I can see it from here.
How's it going?
Can I shut up?
You might be sitting on a mushroom.
I'm not. I'm leaning. I'm not slouching. I'm sitting against the couch
Ah,
with my
Okay.
arm on the back of the couch.
Having a good time, just sitting back, relaxing, checking in with us.
When are you going to
So
get a
glad you
haircut,
joined.
Roger?
I know, right?
you know, no. Everybody says this. I'm gonna be 73 in October. I'm proud of my hair.
Well,
You've got
yes, we
great
know
hair.
that.
Me.
So let me just enjoy.
You need a haircut.
Thank you.
You look like Einstein on a bad day.
That's
I
what I'm trying
know.
to be. Exactly.
Hey,
A
Dawn,
Mexican
how are you?
Einstein.
Hi,
I'm
Paul,
just as
how are
smart
you?
too.
So
Yeah. You look
So-
like Einstein just climbed off a motorcycle.
I said Captain Caveman.
That's a hell of a description.
oh my god.
Honey, look who else is on right now.
Tammy?
Tammy from our event.
Yes.
How are you, dear? Good to see you. Good morning.
Emma suggests that you braid your hair.
Oh, that's real cute.
I know. So here we
Oh,
go. Everybody's on our side.
And then look at Dawn pulls out her braid.
He'll be polishing
Can't
his
wait to bring-
nails soon. You just watch.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, I love it the way the hair is like out here.
Remember, honey, I want you to have that button ready where you get rid of Paul.
Oh, you mean kick people out? Okay, no, we're not going to kick anybody out here.
No, here, everybody, so you know. I'm going
She
to be
wouldn't
going
kick
up
me
and
out,
down
but-
on names. I'll be going up and down on names. So if I pick up something on you, I will let you know right away.
So, Paul, we have Don here because we were having an interest, and I think you were on the show as well. We were talking about UFOs, and I just know
Yeah.
that I would love. I think it was an interesting subject because I think people kind of were contributing and helping and intrigued. I've always felt that there is more
Yeah.
to our planet than just what I saw. I mean,
Baby, there's a takeoff for you right there. Lori Johnson
said one time in her life she was abducted by the aliens in Arizona.
her sister.
There's a lot of, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that they weren't. I have been watching lately a series, documentary
sister.
series which is called
Her
Project
sister was
Blue-
kidnapped or
her
abducted,
sister was
so-
kidnapped,
Yeah.
not her.
Remember Kathleen Tosley or Totsi, honey?
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Project Blue Book is what I've been watching, and it talks about all of the.
I know a lot about the Project Blue Book.
Yeah. Okay.
See, there
Yeah,
you go.
so- and-
Yeah.
Dolores
What,
Cannon
Don?
says,
I've followed
Dolores
I
Cannon.
followed a lot of the research in the Project Blue Book, but the thing about Project Blue Book is a lot of it was government based, so you can't take a lot of the information in there at face value.
I know. And it's also the documentary that it's not really a documentary, it's a movie, a bunch of a series, and it's based on that.
Hmm.
And it's, fictionalized. The characters are a bit fictionalized, but it's based on real life events. So, it's a kind way for Faye to kind of get
Yeah.
some information,
There's
I-
a TV show. There's a TV show called Taken, and it's
Yeah.
based on Project Blue Book.
Okay. All right.
It's a series. It's a fictional
Yes.
show, but it's
Mhm.
based on Project Blue Book and going right back to the Roswell incident, right all the way forward, and it's a little bit. I mean, weirdly enough, I was watching it yesterday, but it's a wee bit too. What's the right word here? It's a wee bit too chewy for me. It's a
What
wee
does
bit
chewy
like,
mean?
yeah, whatever. Kind of,
Oh,
I
Have you-
kind of like take it with a pinch of salt.
Questionable.
If I missed an episode, I wouldn't be too bothered. Kind of a feel,
okay. So
Yeah,
I'm
Dolores
I
Cannon.
can't hear Dawn though. Is
quite a few
Dawn?
books.
Oh, there she is.
Yes, Don, can you get closer to your mic, dear?
it's
Okay.
kind of
No, because then you'll see me more. Dolores Cannon, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, distorted. Yes.
Yeah,
Can you hear that,
um,
Paul? It's distorting.
We're going to have
I'll
to
see if I
deal
can
with it,
turn
honey.
my mic off a minute. I'll see if I can turn
Okay.
my mic off and just do it
Okay.
normally.
Okay.
Because I don't know if it's too loud because it's distorting.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's far
but
away.
my it could be. I might come out of. I tell you what, I'm going to come off my laptop, and I'm going to come back in my cell phone because it keeps cutting in and out here. So it could well be the
Okay.
laptop.
Okay.
So, but I will be right back. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. Honey, Shauna says the Alan Hendrick Project Blue Book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Alan Henrik, Project Blue Book. He was also in the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I mean, there's so much, there are movies that are based on people having these real life, experiences. Okay.
And Kathy said she's been watching it too on the
Yes,
History Channel.
Ancient Aliens on History Channel. Yes, that's a great show to watch as well. And it is very interesting. I kind of have been struggling with it a little bit back and forth about aliens helping out the Egyptians and the, South American folks put together the pyramids, but I can't discount it anymore because they're so similar. They're so similar in structure. Why would they be so similar?
My dog's decided to join us. Can you hear me?
Hi, sweetie.
Ollie, 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 what's this?
Yeah, I mean, okay, honey, don't put I'm suggesting we try to keep the messages down on the chat room
Okay.
because it's too distracting, tell you the truth. I will go over what they say. I will, when people bring up some information, I think we're going to leave the messages in the chat room. Okay. And Tammy says she's been watching the series The Ghost Inside My Child. I don't know that one.
Wow.
And so Lisa says, have you seen Ancient Aliens? She's seen one episode. They are talking about the Bible and the aliens. I'm not sure what to make of it. I know it's a lot to digest, and Dawn even brought it further. And before maybe Dawn talks about it, I have my daughter, Tanya, also brought, long ago, who she was taking a course in college, and it questioned a lot the Bible. Actually, it made people, the college is supposed to make people think and to question, and it did make her question, some of the stories. Well, some of the stories are age-old stories that did not just belong to the Jews. It belonged to people long ago, but they just so happened to document it in their. Am I on the right track, Dawn? Do you say? I mean, ancient people are ancient people. They all 12,000 BC. Guess that was, there's people from all over the world who experienced a great flood. Apparently, they talk about it in the scriptures of different religions. I mean, what I'm talking about is that we just can't. I can't just take. I feel like the Bible and everything was a jump start for me, and then it's just kind of been like.
Dawn,
it's a great
can you
reference.
say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can. Okay.
The way that I got into it all was none of it made sense. All the religions, all the fighting, all the arguing, the division, none of it made sense. The history, and my first little click was that every single Bible is written by man. Everything, it's all been written by man.
Yeah.
So I know I can understand why you think the Anunnaki and everything is a little bit out there, but it's just another option. And if you keep your options open and open your mind, you take what resonates with you, and you leave the rest behind. If it makes a lot of sense to you, then look into it more. If it doesn't, move on
Right.
to something else.
Right. No, I appreciate that you sent that to me because I didn't know what that meant, and I thought, wow, there's so much for me to learn,
Yeah,
and I don't discount it because I mean, people who have been writing history or everything that's been happening to them, some of it is so similar. I mean, a lot of it is similar. It
yeah.
doesn't matter what you're picking up; it's all similar,
All the
and they're
stories
finding more documents that are similar, right?
Yeah, all the stories are being told the same over and over again.
Yes,
The gods, they just change from Roman,
exactly.
Egyptians to Greek to Norse. They all have the same story. You look into Zeus, and then you look into Jupiter, and they have the same stories to start with.
Yes,
You think that it can't just come from nowhere. It's got to have come from somewhere. So there must be
exactly.
an element
Yeah.
of something to it. So if it, like I always say, it means something.
Doyle, please let me know about your shoulder. I had asked about your shoulder.
Yeah, if it
So
means
go
something
ahead.
to you, then go with it. If it doesn't, leave it behind.
It will. I mean, like I say, I am not done yet looking into it.
No, the Anunnaki, my cousin, she's been looking into the Anunnaki, the Sumerians and the Egyptians for about 25 years now.
Okay.
She's the one you need to speak to because she knows the ins and outs. It's so confusing and they all have so many names. It's no wonder
Exactly.
that we don't keep up with it. But it answered so many of my questions.
Yeah.
But they say that like the pyramids and everything else was made by the UFOs, by the
They
Not the U-
aliens.
say that the pyramids are made by Enki, which might very well have been done. None of us were there. So who knows?
Paul, I know that you've even
Hi.
had Hi. Paul has said that he has had an experience with a UFO chasing him.
We've well, the thing about it is I want to talk about Don's input there as well, but
Absolutely.
down here, sort of out in the country down here, there's Don might know it, a place called Leedstown.
Yeah.
And out the back of Leedstown, it's all little tiny country lanes. And the good thing about this was I wasn't on my own. I was with my entire family. My entire family was with me. My children were all in the back seats. My wife was on my wife at the time was on my left hand side in the passenger seat. And as you know, I'm a very vigilant driver. I'm constantly looking, and I just saw this light. And initially, I thought it was the sun. It was that bright.
Wow.
And then I just was looking at it thinking, that's not the sun because it's different color. So I kind of like, I was watching it going right along the top of the tree. Literally, so you've got a little lane, you got trees on both sides, and it was going along the top of the trees. And I stopped and I put the windows down and it was it stopped and it was completely silent. It was just sitting there.
That's what they all say.
And we moved on further and it followed and I stopped again and then now the kids and that were all starting to cry and starting to get really scared and they were going, Dad, please don't stop. And I was going, what is it, you know? And there was a bit of a sort of my intrigue. I wanted to, you know, my personality wanted to take over and go and see what the hell this thing is. But you know, I looked in the back and the kids were, you know, they weren't happy. You know, there was genuine fear. Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, I drove on down. As you get down to the bottom of the lane, the lane where the car is a sharp left, and I mean it's a proper right angle left. And as I took that left, this object above the tree just went the opposite direction. I mean, boom, gone. It just.
So it was not only you; gone. It was your whole family who had been.
We all seen it. Yeah, it was the. I mean, that's for all intents and purposes, that's classed as a close encounter of the second stroke third kind, because it was following us. On two occasions, I was sitting out again living in the same era. I was sitting out in one of our neighbors' garden, and it was a beautiful summer's evening. We had the fire was lit outside in one of the it's called a fire pit. We were all sitting around having a beer and chat, and this white orb went overhead, totally silent, and it just went overhead. We were all like, you could. It was almost, if there was a camera watching, you'd see about 7 heads just going like that, and it just went right over us. No sound whatsoever.
How
Mhm.
big was it?
The one that went over our heads, I would say in circumference maybe 12 to 18 foot wide,
Wow.
but it was quite a distance up. So as it comes closer, it's going to get bigger, right? But as it was about 12 to 18 foot in my sort of perspective, but it went
Yeah.
right over us, and we all looked at each other and went, "Did you see that?" And we were like, "Yeah," you know. I've videoed
Yes, I
right
know.
here in the house that I'm in right now. I mean, I'm looking out the window, and I was literally at the bottom of the house here one afternoon, and I looked up and I could see this. Let me give you a perspective. If you're watching a housefly in your house, you know, like a housefly, so
Mhm.
it's got like a dark body. You can't
Yep.
really see its legs until you get up close. So, but imagine looking at the sky and something that's sort of like oblong shaped, dark, but just going like that in the sky, like that, just jumping around. No
Yeah.
specific direction, and just flicking and moving like this. I'm going, what the hell is that? And Johanna's Johanna's going, where? I mean, what do you mean freaking where that? And she's like going, what? And I was getting frustrated because I'm pointing in that direction, and typical woman, she's looking in the opposite, like, you know. But I've been here on we've been sitting on several occasions, you know, and I went, our friends are back, and you'd look out and you could see this, and it's just going like that. It just keeps doing that. So I filmed it on my
Uh-huh.
camera, and
I
I've
saw
posted
that.
it as I filmed it, and I managed to zoom right in on one, and you can actually see the shape of the craft, you know.
You know, I mean,
And
anybody who takes the pictures, a viewer of pictures though doesn't have the impact of the actual. I mean, no matter how good you try to be with your pictures,
mm,
you still, when you're looking at somebody's picture, it's just hard to get what you're getting. You know, get what you
yeah.
saw, right? If you saw a shape, I mean, when I looked at what you had, I just saw, I believe, a big white
Big
sphere.
shape.
Yes.
Yeah. There's another video of myself and Maya, and we're downstairs in the living room, and we're watching a white sphere, and it's literally, you can see it. We mapped it going right across the sky really slowly, and you know, people would say, "Oh, it's a star." No, you don't watch a star moving like
Mm-mm.
that. A shooting star doesn't travel at a very specific set of knots and go in a specific direction. It'll go whoosh like that. And this
Mhm.
thing just went right out and just kept on going, and then bent off to the right. And there's footage of that as well. But we live right next to RNAS Culdrose, which is a naval air station.
Okay.
And so it's right. We've got a naval base, literally. I mean, I'm looking out the window and I can see it.
Right.
It's that close.
Right. So do you
So
think that they do are sightings a lot around Air Force bases and military?
well, there's a crossover here. I'm not too sure about the United States because I haven't really
Mhm.
looked into it that much. But here in Cornwall, we're very, very lucky. We're on very strong ley lines,
Michael Ryan.
and at the bottom of and I mean, if you're looking at a map, and we are the most southerly point of the UK, where it says Land's End, but that's not actually the most southerly point. Where we are is called Lizard Point, and that's where we are, and that's where the big strong ley lines cross over there. And so there's lots of the so-called, although I have great sort of, I've great empathy for people. I don't knock them down because I don't like people knocking me down when I'm giving them information. So I don't knock people down, but it's where the Mothman has been spotted quite a few times. Is all down that area, and lots of UFOs have been spotted, or UAPs as they're called now, all in this area. The Mothman is something
Oh, don't
I-
discredit that because I have an episode.
I
like
have
that
great
with me.
sort of like
Roger had an encounter with a creature. He did.
This one
That hit
Paul, believe
the
it or not,
car,
this you know what a
actually.
gargoyle is?
Yes.
well, a gargoyle is actually is a protector.
Right.
Well, this was like a gargoyle. It stood. I'm not lying to you. I want to say at least 7 feet high, and I was on the freeway, on the highway, and I could see this thing from afar, and it started running, and then it started flapping the wings, and as it was doing that, I went, oh no, oh no, oh no! All of a sudden I heard pow on the side of my van. And I stopped. I got out. I couldn't find it. It was nowhere to be found. And I'm looking at my van, and it's got a big dent on the side like that. And I went, "What the hell
I think
is
it was
that?"
probably my ex mother-in-law.
Was it? She was visiting in
Sounds just like
Texas.
her.
Oh, that's terrible. Anyway,
Well,
let me say real quick a couple things. Good morning, Joe Hernandez. And Doyle, I get your right shoulder, buddy. Please be extremely careful.
Mm-hmm. And so Sean is asking Paul, did the visitors follow you home from the car incident, do you think? Did it intensify more from then?
Well, the visitors, as in the UFO. No,
Yeah.
I went one way. It went the opposite. I mean, literally the opposite.
It was done.
I literally turned left. It went right, but it went faster than I could blink.
But a lot
But
of-
by the time I turned and looked back, it was gone. I mean, it went poof, just poof, gone.
What did you say, Don?
And
a lot of them, they use alien technology. They have cloaking systems and things like that. They hide out in the clouds, and they just, or they can hide out.
well, I agree with Dawn 100%. In fact, if you look at some of the video footage I put up, and it's on YouTube, you'll actually see it phasing, coming in and out. It
Yeah.
actually goes in
Yeah.
and out. You'll see it phasing.
You get stagnant in clouds that just
Um,
for hours.
hmm.
They don't go anywhere. They don't move anywhere.
But I've seen I've seen multiple to different types. I've seen the orbs, the white orb. That's the one that followed us. I've seen the orbs gone over the top. But I've also seen what looked like a huge cigar,
yeah,
and it looked like it was sitting in the sky still like that, and it was at an angle. It wasn't like flat. It was sitting like an angle like that, and as the cloud was moving, it didn't go with the cloud. It just set, and the cloud sort of almost kind of revealed it.
Yeah.
And it was there, and I was like, and I said at the back of the house, and I thought, what the hell's that? So I ran through the house out the front, and I just caught this sort of shape just disappear back into the cloud again, and then
Crazy.
there was nothing there, and I was thinking, did I just, I started challenging myself. Did I, was that
did.
real?
Did I
You
just?
know?
Am I? And then you ask for confirmation, and it shows you again, and you go, huh? So you ask.
Well,
for
I saw one. It was like Paul said, shaped like a cigar,
Cigar shape, yeah.
and it had lights on the bottom, red lights, and it was going real slow, and I could hear. And I thought, okay, well, what do they got up there now? No, and all of a sudden it just went.
Was this in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm missing time, so I'll be in the bath, not really thinking about anything, and all of a sudden I'll be sat. I'll be out of the bath, one leg shaved, still with conditioner on my hair, going, huh? What am I doing here? You can't explain
It's,
that.
So you were abducted
you-
during your shower? What?
there are times, Roger, if this has ever happened to you, and it's happened to me while I've been when I was touring or when I was doing music stuff, and I'd be starting to head home, and then next thing you're like rounding the corner where you live, and you think, how the hell did I get here?
I do that driving all the
Yeah.
time.
You have a
How
blind
did I
spot
get
in
here?
between.
But I do
And
that.
and I can't remember the journey
Do
at
you-
all.
On the way to Newquay, Paul, there's a road called Scotland Road that brings you out on the top of the Big Dipper. I drive along that road all the time. And I always used to, how did I get to the end of the road? And you go, I don't remember driving past that
What
bit.
the hell was it gone? Well, actually, one of the biggest UFO sightings was in Carbis Bay, and well, to all of the people who don't live in the southwest, Carbis Bay would be St Ives to you guys. So St Ives is a very well known St Ives, Cornwall. Anyway, there was a policeman who was living in Carbis Bay, still lives in Carbis Bay, and he was getting up one morning, getting ready for work. And I did a cup of coffee, and I know this because he was on TV talking about what happened, and he took his cup of coffee, and he stood at his kitchen window and looked out the window, and thought his mind was, all right, so what have I got to do today, kind of a thing, and this black shape just come up out of the water, up and in front of him like this here. I went, boom.
What? What?
Whoa, that would get my attention.
So for quite some time, he didn't tell anybody until the point where it's now becoming more people are believing it.
Right.
I think I don't think there are any more UFOs in the
That was
world
going to be my question.
than there were in the 60s. It's just that we have more technology to capture them. That's what it is.
And people are not afraid to say something or discuss it
Mm.
like this because it's for
especially
real.
the government from 2017 now, they're talking about, yes, they have been here and da-da-da-da-da.
Why
they've-
didn't the government tell us back with Roswell? There's
Yeah,
Well,
I agree. Why didn't they?
The reason why the government, well, you've got to think about the time, Dawn. Okay, you've got to think about when this all happened. So
Right.
back in when Roswell, they just come through the World War.
Right. Was in
Okay.
the 50s.
yeah.
So everything was, if you think of the American people, they were being fed a load of rubbish about, and you were seeing communists in your soup. So
Yeah.
they were going like to either this is a communist thing, so we got to figure out what this is, or this is actually an alien craft. What can we use it? How can we use it against the communists? So they were going to take all that technology away from the American people, but that was their biggest mistake, because
But they did.
the alien people, the people who I don't like to use the word alien. Actually, you'll hear me say the off-world, people from off-world, and there's another thing as well. 'Cause I do a lot of research. There isn't one alien race. There's multiples of different alien races. There's multiples of different people from off-world that they're not your typical almond-shaped head with the
Right.
big eyes.
Right.
There's different. There's ones who look very, very human, and you wouldn't know. They could walk past you in the street and you wouldn't know them. Okay, unless you got up really close and you would like, my God, like
Do you-
they've got piercing blue eyes and stuff.
So
Very
can I
Nordic.
ask a question
They're-
too?
They're called the Nordic race. Actually, that's what they're called.
Is that the Aryan race? No, I won't go there. But
You have
Nordic.
Americans,
Nordic. Okay,
Norwegian.
So can I just ask one question? Do you feel like that even though you were like chased by a craft, do you feel like they're more curious or they're helpful? They're not. Are they? They're not. I don't feel like they are.
Do you know,
danger
I've got one-
to us.
I've got one word to describe what I would call off-world people: shepherds.
Okay.
I'm not
They
sure.
don't
I
mean
think
harm.
I'll accept
I
that.
think they've influenced our world from way before even the dinosaurs.
When you tell them about
And
the
they're
blood, you said about your blood, remember?
Oh, there's this kind of silly theory that my sister told me about AB negative blood. That is there's no real answer of why people have that, and that it originated with off people's.
I think it creates more division because blood type like that is a very physical thing. Your
Okay.
Well, the thing about it is, in blood types, you can have. So, say for example, Dawn and I were husband and wife, and we had 3 kids. It's very feasible those 3 kids will all have different blood types.
Right.
So it's
But I
not.
mean, the
It's
negative-
not really. Yeah.
It's not-
I think look at evolve. If we if the original scientific outlook was we evolved from apes, then we wouldn't change our looks. We'd all evolve the same.
Right.
Okay, but then you have DNA interacting in various bits and pieces and different things. It's called the chaos theory. In fact, that's what it's called.
There's also the
And then we end up with different looks. But I wouldn't buy into the blood theory being alien. I'm saying I'm not saying you three shouldn't. I'm saying I wouldn't. I would want to see a lot more evidence first.
That's cool. This is all discussion anyway. I mean, I'm happy to have you guys on because I think we need to be aware of not being afraid, but being aware. And I'm just surprised that I don't know more than I do because
nobody. There's an old saying. There's an old saying. You don't know what you don't know.
I know.
So
right?
but how many times have we both said on our shows, knowledge is the key. Getting knowledge, building knowledge, and I've always said to all of my students, I've seen a lot of so-called psychic teachers say to the students, "You do it my way," and I really hate that because there isn't your way. There isn't one way of developing. I always say, watch other people. Watch good psychics. Watch, even watch people like Roger. And you'll pick something up.
That was a compliment. It was kind of a backdoor compliment, not really.
No, open your mind. No, one of the things that I wanted to bring when what Dawn was saying, because I Dawn's very, very knowledgeable, and having a chat with her is just I had spent half the time laughing. But anyway, the thing about going far back to the Sumerians and the pre-Christians and so on and so forth,
yes,
is I literally, and I mean this with love and from my heart, and I don't mean any negativity, and I don't want to be condescending, and none of that. But the information coming from that far back can't be really taken too much with the tiniest little bit of salt. Reason being is, if way back then, you didn't, if something flew, it was a god. If something happened in the sky, it was a god. So it's like the Christian Bible. Okay, it was first of all, it's completely wrong because it was written in Sanskrit, and Sanskrit can't be converted to English. It can't be done. Okay, so what the monks did when they were on the brothers and they were sort of converting it, they were converting what they think it said. Okay, so. And that's why I have and dates. If you go to the Middle East, there's no dates. Right. They don't put in 1936 this happened. This happened in and around this year.
But time is
so there's no direct correlation with information. So it's like there's too much going over there. Like for example, they said. I grew up with a lot of very, very religious people, my uncle being a bishop, and they said, I'd never know not one point did Jesus ever say, I am the Son of God. He said, I am a Son of God. Okay. What he was is, and a lot of, I love watching and reading stuff like this, but he was a bit of a boy, he was anti-establishment, and I love that about him. Actually, anti-government, anti-establishment. I love that about him. Now, was he a phenomenal healer? Very likely. Was he the Son of God? I'm not going to take it away there because I wasn't there. So why not?
Right.
But all the rest of the stuff, there's too much information that goes anti. Than there is that goes positive, and it's the same with the alien beings. If you go as far back as the Sumerians, if you go back as far as the Egyptians, if you go back as far as what's the Mexican ones called, Roger, or from Peru?
The Incas or the
Incas. The Incas, yeah. There is all depictions, and even as far back as caveman times, there are depictions of silver discs and men with big eyes. You know,
Yeah.
So not one of them refers to them as aliens. They just talked about the people or the sky people,
Sure.
and then it comes into the area where communication was being written. They called them the gods. Now, if you think about that technology, now just bear with me, and then bombard me with your own opinions, please. Holly, what are you doing? You're not. But they said Jesus rose into heaven. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of the people who've been abducted have been seen as rising.
Sure.
So there's a wee bit too much correlation there.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. There was 2 policemen in New York watched a woman, and this is documented, by the way. There were 2 policemen sitting in their car. They were having a break, and they seen this weird light over a house, and they watched, and this woman just floated out through a window and up, and they watched this, and there's 2 New York cops, and they said, "Yeah, we saw it."
If you go back in history, there are the Essenes and the Cathars, and they were all burnt, I suppose, and massacred because of what they believed in, and they were spreading the word on their ascension because that's what their path was, to ascend. And then a load of them.
Well, could that ascending be levitation?
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Well, that's what ascending means. To levitate is to rise.
Yeah, but
Okay.
to levitate tends to mean you come back down again. Levitate always to me sounds like a bit of a party trick. You just levitate and come back down. But if you,
I believe I levitated when I had 3 children.
I think when
Did your head turn back?
Yes.
it's
Yes.
a soul level thing, it's this energy
Anyway,
in
I
here.
hate to cut this party off, but we have to get going.
Oh God, do we have to really? It's 11:57 here, 3 minutes to noon.
Yeah.
But
Paul, are you going to be on your show Monday?
I will be on my show. No, I won't. Sorry, no, I won't be this week. Just this week, because here in the UK it's a bank holiday. Okay.
oh, okay.
It's kind of like I don't know what the American people call it. You know, you would call what do you call Independence
Memorial
Day?
Day.
Memorial Day, something like that.
Labor
But here in
Day,
the
whatever.
UK, we have it's a bank holiday, so I won't be on show then. But I most likely will be on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Well,
Alrighty.
I might do it from this room again because it seems to be quite stable in this room.
Yeah. It's so
But,
good to see you both here.
That's what. This shows when you're getting started. It's only starting. We're
Can we
starting
just
to
go
get
for 1
momentum.
more half hour?
Well,
Can't we just do?
Chat, just a live chat, just a chat, and
It's just
Well, I mean,
and then get points going that we
I
can.
don't know if we have to go by any rules or something.
No, we don't. This is our show.
No,
as long as-
you have your show, so you can go as long. Now we're not limited
right.
by that other company. You can stay on as long as you want, brother.
That's. I mean, we still. I mean, there have been some folks who have fallen off, but maybe some will come on the show. I mean,
Yeah, we only have 5 shares. Come on.
Can I
people,
just
5
say, by the
shares
way,
is a lot.
thank you for what you said at the start of the show. I did hear what you said. I brought you up on my TV, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
said, "Well done for keeping the show going, even though it was
Yes.
banging in and out."
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I mean,
Well, Paul, I mean,
as
you
as
know,
a
we're here together.
Sorry, go ahead.
We all are like a family, and you
Well-
know we try to keep everybody informed the best way we can, whether it breaks up or not.
well, it'd blow your mind how we're literally handling this house at the moment. We don't have internet in the concept that everybody else has. You know, you guys have all got your fixed box
Okay.
to the wall, and in comes the
Right.
internet. No, we haven't. We've got little tiny dongles about this big,
Hmm.
which has been sent to us, and they said
What
"Well,
happened
that'll
to his
be
voice?"
taken over until we switch it back on again, which is not going to be until the 1st of September.
Okay.
But the weird thing is, they decided to switch it on the 1st of September, and we're
I don't know.
hopefully not going to be here.
Your voice, Paul. Your voice just.
yeah. I can't fix it from here. There you go.
There he is.
No, well, somebody was trying to ring me. Sorry, it
Oh.
cut over. So basically, they've sent us what's referred to as a dongle, which is basically clicking into the 5G network. So we haven't got internet like everybody else has, that's coming in on fiber optics. So we're literally the work that I'm doing and how I'm talking to you now is basically just through the air.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
not
through
connected
a
to
phone
anything
service,
specific.
basically.
Manifest, you get those keys. I'm seeing you with them in your hand. And you're
Oh,
walking.
keep manifesting that for me, because that is so badly needed right now. But BT, which is the company that supplies most of the UK, I mean, there are several companies, but BT is the biggest one, which stands for British Telecom. They said, "Oh yeah, we're going to switch you back on again." We're thinking, fantastic. We're like, when? Oh, it'll be the 1st of September. We may not even be here then. So it's like, oh.
Well, as you know, it doesn't take them long to dump you. So there you go.
Oh, they switched it off like that.
Yeah.
In the old days, here's the bit that makes me giggle, right? In the old days, right, they can switch you off in a heartbeat. Boom, you're off.
Yeah.
But it'll take you 3 to 4 weeks to turn you back on again. In the
Right.
old days, it was literally a switch.
Right.
They could switch you off in the morning and you'd be back on within an hour. So if technologies move forward, how come it's getting harder to switch you back on again? I just don't get it.
They're doing it to annoy you because they do like that energy. So anything, you notice anything nowadays, they do anything just to annoy you and just to get you going. That's
Oh,
why
it's working. It's
So
working.
it-
My stress levels are through the roof. As you can see, I'm getting a beam of light. Literally, look at that.
down the middle.
Look at that. Literally right down the center. If I move like that, I'm getting a beam of light. So I'm kind of.
Down.
That's the
That doesn't
Lord's
work.
light.
I'm just in that weird spot where the light is coming through the blinds straight at me.
That's the Lord's light, Paul.
That's what Roger thinks.
Yep.
Well, the Lord's doing it to piss me off.
No, don't say that.
Now,
Your sunglasses.
hey, listen, Roger. Do you think the Lord's a sad ass, or do you think he's got a sense of humor?
Yes.
Oh, he's got a sense of humor.
Have you seen-
No doubt.
Have you seen my ex-wife? He's definitely got a sense of humor. So,
I'm not going there. The same what you said about your ex-mother-in-law.
I'm sure beautiful
Yeah.
her own.
You have.
I can say, but that's the beauty of divorce. But I do have 2 beautiful children, so
You do?
I'm very, very happy. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Even though.
Yeah.
Those people were not cute at all.
Oh, hey, do you know what? Sometimes bad people are sent to bring you good things.
Yeah.
But you learn
Yeah.
your lesson from them, and like
Yep.
you say, don't regret one single day because you wouldn't be the person you are now without it.
I know, Don. Thank
Well,
you.
it's funny when you go from poor to rich, then back to poor again. So,
Lesson learned.
hey, Roger, do you know why divorces are so expensive? Because they're worth it.
no.
because they're worth it.
Yeah.
I know.
Come on, Roger. Where's that sense of humor?
No,
Honey.
I mean
Honestly.
mine. Believe it or not, my divorce only cost me $200.
Oh, crikey. I'm not going to even go there.
I can't.
If I told
can't
you how
even-
much my divorces cost me,
Me and my husband say we don't like each other and have to divorce each other. If he doesn't like me, he'll have to put up with me. I'm just sitting to torture him. Too late
oh
now,
my god!
and he's got lots
Well,
of.
once you're in, you're in.
That's it.
It's like the Moonies. Once you're in, you're stuck.
Love-
Anyway, let's go to happiness. Let's go to happiness.
Yes.
There was something I was supposed to talk about today, wasn't there? We said on the show the other night we'll talk about it Saturday.
Here you are.
I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
The
look at that,
Oopos.
Dawn.
We're talking about.
Oh yeah,
Oopos.
Dawn's. Yeah, those are beautiful. I've
They
seen
are.
them up close.
Oh, where's the camera gone?
There you go.
I've seen them up close. They're stunning.
I have mine on my desk.
Roger has a
right now.
couple, not from Dawn, but a couple of pyramids too.
I
and
need-
One of them says
Um,
Garza, and it's got the
have-
what do you call it, honey?
the crane.
Coat of arms.
Oh. Oh, look at
And
that.
there's the skulls.
Yes.
We were
That's
talking
what I said,
about
the
that.
crystal skulls, and we were talking
Yeah.
about that the other night, weren't you? So, and I said, well, listen, you know, the crystal
But they
skulls.
say the ones
I've
in
seen them
Peru
because
are the ones that
saw
are
it once.
magical. Yes. Yep.
And that's what it was we were talking about. And the you see, when you say magical, I don't think the actual item is the magical. I think the person creates the magic. The item just concentrates it.
And goes on through. I don't take any credit for anything I made. It's just it comes from somewhere through me, and then you get your product and everybody feels it.
Yeah.
So it is,
I think Roger, you've got an amount. I think each of us, but I think you've got an amount of magic that you probably don't realize that you're giving off. I mean, what is the word? What is magic? What is it? You know, that's a big question. But for example, let's go into something. When you're playing your guitar, and you're on stage,
yeah.
and you're in that beat, and you're in that rhythm, you're in it. You're right in that music. You're in that moment, and you're hitting such melodic chords. Well, you could literally call that magic.
It is magic. I
feel
think when I
Yeah.
I think when I hear
So-
your voice, Paul, and Roger's voice with his guitar and the harmony that comes from the band, it's total magic for me, honestly.
Right.
And you know, and if you hear a good harmony in a choir or something, it
Oh, I
can
love
bring,
it.
Oh,
can
my
bring
dad,
tears to my eyes.
I love it.
my dad,
I
That's
love listening to. I love it. You ever heard the African voices?
Yes,
You know the Africans. Oh my God!
I know.
The hair on the back of my neck goes up,
I know.
and even the Russian. When you hear the Russian,
Oh,
men,
right.
oh,
Right.
My
Or
amazing.
believe it or
the
not,
male
Paul,
choruses with the deep voices coming through with these
Oh,
majestic
I love
beautiful.
gospel music.
and gospel
gospel
music.
music. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That just gets you.
Well, that's
into
that's
it.
what. Yeah, that's what
That's
that word
magic.
comes. You know, the food for the soul. That's what that comes from. The music
And
is the food of
music.
the soul.
got emotion behind it.
It's
Even
funny because when I'm writing music, I don't know about you, Roger, but when I'm writing music, I've had a tendency to, you know, I'll sit down sometimes and I'll just put my hands on the keyboards, and I won't specifically sit down to hit a particular chord or write some notes. I'll just put my hands on the keyboards and I'll just let my hands feel the keys, and then all of a sudden I'll hit some notes, which will trigger something else, and off we go.
Yeah.
But I find myself writing instrumental music quite a bit recently, and Johanna says to me, and I'm listening to it, and then I'll bring in violins and cellos and even human voices and so on and so forth. And Johanna goes, "Yeah, it's all right. I prefer to hear you sing." You know, and I'm like, "Are you listening to this? That this is sending me in 19 different directions, but you just want to hear me sing." Yeah, because it's your voice that does it for me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, okay, thank you for that." But
Yeah.
I'm hearing these. Roger, when you're writing music, how do you write it? When I'm writing it, I'm visualizing it being on a big stage with the full band and orchestra, and I'm seeing how it's coming across to the audience.
In a little room, like say right where I'm at right now. With
But
my
what are you
guitar, and
imagining?
things start coming.
No, when you're writing it, how do you see the music? Not where are you writing it?
No, what I'm saying though is I don't need a big orchestra to inspire me. My inspirations.
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. When I'm writing the music, and when I've written the melody, when I've written the layout, I've written the piece of music, you know, 3.5 minute, 5 minute, 8 minute long piece of music. I'm then listening to that music, and I close my eyes, and I'm seeing it coming live with a huge, you know, the synthesizers and the orchestras and people singing it. So I don't use the concept to write the music. I'm thinking that after I've written it, I'm seeing how the audience would perceive it. So I'm sort of, when you're writing a piece of music, how do you perceive it? Do you perceive it just for your own personal use, or do you perceive it as you see the band performing it on stage and the audience reacting to it?
Well, first off, I know the band will not perform it. Secondly, well, seriously, because when I
Why?
had my own band, yeah, I wrote for all the music for our band when it was my band, you know. but I'm in a band now, so I'm not writing music for that band. And if you ever listen to our intro music,
What to say?
have
So,
you
honey,
listened to
Yeah.
the intro music that we have, honey?
yeah.
It's an old song from way back. The three people that did that song are George Benson, Earl Klugh, and Chet Atkins.
Okay,
And
so
they did it. Wait, they did it a certain way, and I listened to it, and I said, "No, man, I want to put a Latin flavor on it." Bang.
right, right.
So
Right,
now
But
it's all
no,
my way.
the point is, can you imagine it being beyond your recording it, and so you could see it? Can you see it coming at you somewhere else? I mean, is it
Well,
coming?
everybody that I played it for, they all say, "Man, that thing is bad." You know, but can't use
Okay.
the words well.
All right. I can't get anywhere with this guy.
What are you trying to tell me?
He's not listening.
I don't know. I'm just gonna look at this
If
call.
I'm foreseeing that it's gonna go a Grammy, yes, it should have had a Grammy. Put it that way.
Okay.
That's
Well,
how
look, when I'm writing a piece of music, like I've written, oddly enough, the inspiration that I've had recently is oddly enough about the theme of your show today: UFOs, UAPs, and cosmos and visitations and so on. So my thoughts sometimes are like, okay, in fact, what I've actually done in some of my songs is I've actually gone, and you can actually type in sounds of the universe. So you go to Google, and they've actually recorded sound in space, and it's really weird. It's like very haunting, and it's just sounds that are coming from literally from our universe.
Have you
So
heard?
I've put them onto the track and wrote around it. You know,
What, Don?
Have you
What
seen
did you
the
say?
mushroom music where they put the little electrode speakers into mushrooms and trees, and they actually get the frequency that the mushrooms and
Right.
the
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
towers.
squeaks and sounds and twists. Yeah, and it's amazing that that it's you can get different sounds, but the sounds of the universe just blow your mind. It sounds like somebody's literally made a very haunting, like sounds like that. You listen to that and then you think, right, okay, I know where I'm going with this. But what I was saying, Roger, was when I've finished a piece of music, like whatever, in how intensive or how unintensive it is, I then will listen to it through huge monitors, and if I can't envisage it being like huge on a stage with a big orchestra and big synths and huge, I really bypass it. I almost bypass it.
Okay, and
So
like me yesterday, I was looking at a video that had Eric Clapton and Joe Bonamassa, and I told my wife, I said, I will be happy in my whole career the day that I can be on stage with Eric Clapton.
yeah.
Because to me, there's nothing he's doing that I don't do.
Roger just likes to perform his own music. Let's just put it
Yeah.
that way.
And so you should. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
whole idea of being a musician. But the thing about it is like, if you don't take that step, there's an old saying: you'll always miss 100% of the goals you don't take. Okay, so unless you get them out there, unless you start playing, unless you start performing, unless you start getting it recorded and onto YouTube, like for example, I put up about, I don't think, five or six singles during lockdown, and one of them I actually filmed in the very seat that I do the show from. When it's up close and you can see the lights in my eyes, and that video was actually just shot in one seat with on through a phone camera.
Wow.
So, and I'd written the song in that corner, and I thought, I'm not going to waste this time. I'm going to do stuff. But
Yeah.
the point here is, Roger, get those songs, get them performed. You've got a place to set up some cameras, some lighting. Get them out there so the rest of us can hear them.
I know everybody says you need to get back in the studio, and I go, what studio?
Well, don't do it.
Then do it,
Get
honey.
it out there. Have you got a cell phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a studio, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a recording device. Off you go.
What are you doing?
Make it happen, Captain.
Share your music will make everybody else feel better.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing my music does do. It. They tell me, a lot of people tell me it's so soothing and it really gets you into it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of people, they say music speaks to their soul, and it's the only time that you can
Yes,
actually
ma'am.
get them.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Music.
I mean, what is it that motivates you? Is it just Latino music? Or, like, for example,
No.
recently I've been motivated by Irish music again. You know, melodic Irish music, not Kaylee music where, you know, none of that.
Yeah.
The melodic Irish stuff like Enya, you know, stuff like that.
Well, here.
Have you heard Celtic
Speaking of that, I wanted to take the song that they do with bagpipes. I forget how it goes, but it's in the key of A, and I was going to switch it over to G and make a.
Well, that narrows it
polka
down.
out
A
of it.
song in the key of A. Oh yeah, I know that one.
I bet it's Amazing Grace.
No. It's doggone it. Like it's, and I know once I'm off the show, it'll come back to me real quick.
People
But-
are saying goodbye
that's
here.
Are they? Everybody saying goodbye?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
everybody,
listen,
but
you'll never get your music if you don't record your music and get it out there. Nobody's ever going to hear it.
true. I mean,
There's
I
a lot
took
of
the
things.
song "Sail Along Silvery Moon," which was done in the '40s by Billy Vaughn,
Oh, did I
and
just?
it was done by saxophone. And I took it
Where's
apart.
I don't know. I don't know where Dawn went.
Dawn, she just clicked off, I guess. But I took that song,
you meant-
Paul, and I put accordion on it, and I made it into a polka song, Tex-Mex.
a polka?
Yeah, Tex-Mex style.
Oh,
Yeah.
she says, sorry, my battery went on my phone. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Right. Well, I suppose
We-
that's
we-
a good time to call it a day.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
I
want.
think so. Thanks everyone for joining us today. This has been a great conversation. I mean, as always, it always is a great conversation. And Dawn, it was fun to have you on. And I don't know if you were able to say all the things you wanted to say, but we did cover a topic which I think is, something we should all be aware of and not put
Yeah.
our head in the sand and not know that it's really there. And I believe it is. It's all there to get us to be better. I mean, let's
So
not
remember, Paul's going to be
in the
doing
dark.
this show Tuesday, Paul.
be. Yeah.
Tuesday. So there's Johanna in the background. Look,
Hi, Johanna.
Hello.
Hi, darling. Good to see you.
you're going out to the world. You might want to be understand. That's actually live on the show.
She ran. I understand.
She ran.
We
Yes, I
will
told
be,
you she's getting better. Did you see her move that fast? You see
I
that?
know.
I was
I'm
telling
impressed.
I was telling the world about our friends that visit,
Oh yeah.
and they came across the treetops.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It was good to know. I mean,
So,
Anyway, Paul's going to be on Tuesday. We will be on Wednesday
Tuesday,
at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, I won't be on Monday because Monday's a bank holiday. So, Reach Across with me will be Tuesday night instead.
What
Awesome.
time?
And then you got you Wednesday night.
Mhm.
And kind of please, without, because I hate making promises and then not being able to keep them, but because
Right.
our situation is changing daily. You know, we could be
Okay.
moving house and and that might happen one day this week. So what I'm going to do is say, listen, I'll be here on Tuesday night, and then I'll tell you whether I'm going to be here on Thursday night, if that's
Okay.
okay with everybody.
That
Yep.
sounds good.
And
I
then
know.
as soon as we move, it will all come back into, normality.
These are strange times for you, Paul, but you're handling it well. You're getting through it.
Oh
Absolutely.
well, we're both doing it together because we,
Mhm.
we support each other. We it could be as hard or it could be as easy as we want. So Johanna and I have chosen to make it easy. So we've chosen to look at it as being something we're going to laugh at in a few weeks' time.
Yeah. You're.
Well,
Do you remember
anyway,
the,
Paul,
do you remember
if
the 2
you
weeks
stay
we had
on-
to sleep on a blow-up bed?
Uh,
At 59 years old.
nah.
honey, are we going to do the closing with my song or no?
Yeah, well, we'll just, okay. We're going to say goodbye, everyone. And what do we say every time?
We always say, love everyone you can on this earth. While you're here right now, let them know. Because love
is
life,
life,
and
and
life
life
is
It's
love.
love.
You
I
got
have
it.
on the shirt that I'm wearing right here.
Yes, you do. Yes, you
And
do.
Paul, listen to the music, the opener or the closer, and that's me. All
Yeah.
it took
He's
me
seen-
4
he's
hours
heard
to
it.
do one song.
I listen to your music on YouTube. Just there's
Yeah.
not enough of it.
I know. Well, the outro is not the same as the intro, darling. So we're going to say bye,
Okay.
everyone. Love you all.
See y'all Wednesday at 4:00 for us in the afternoon. And Paul will look for your show, and we'll be on around hanging out.
Whenever you have it.
Alrighty. I'll see you guys
Bye-bye,
very soon.
everyone.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Don. Have a
Pleasure.
good weekend, everybody, and take care of each other and pray.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Bye.